Master Cruelty. Blood Cruelty. Lin Yifan crossed the Douluo continent, started with a critical attack, and was crazily chased by Zhuqing. Immediately embark on the path of critical strike, becoming infinitely stronger. Ding, Zhuqing's progress is 100%, reward Bone Spirit Cold Fire. Ding, Ning Rongrong's progress is 100%, reward the Flame of Life. Ding, Xiaowu. 100%, reward Red Lotus Industry Fire. Ding, Qianren Snow. 100%, reward the Golden Emperor with Burning Heavenly Flame. Ding, Bibi Dong. 100%, reward Nihility Swallowing Inflammation. This book is also known as Chang Take Xiaowu, Tang San, Why Are You Crying? Keywords of the novel. Man in Douluo. Unlimited critical strike on all women unable to hold back. No pop-ups. Man in Douluo. Unlimited critical strike on all women unable to hold back. Complete collection. Download TXT. Man in Douluo. Unlimited critical strike on all women unable to hold back. Latest chapter reading. Chapter 1. 001, Being Chased at the Beginning. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1001, Being Chased at the Beginning. Brain Storage Place. You must become rich in the new year. On the outskirts of the starry forest, the hazy moonlight falls on the earth, and everything is covered in a silver-white coat. A figure of a young man with long hair flickered, leaping from the treetop and casting a shadow under the full moon. Immediately after, the young man landed on the treetop and launched towards the depths of the forest. As the boy left, the branches swayed up and down. Click. In the next moment, 5 cold flashes flashed by, and the sharp sound of the wind whistled past. The thick branches of the tree broke and fell towards the forest below. Boom. 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 Stupid woman, are you finished or not? Listening to the falling tree top, Lin Yifan roared angrily towards the back, and his feet touched the next tree top, flipping and jumping towards the side. Behind him, a agile black figure, like a ghost under the moonlight, chased after him relentlessly. Upon hearing Lin Yifan's roar, the woman's gaze burst with a deep and cold killing intent, her claws like sharp knives piercing towards Lin Yifan's vital point. Damn you! The woman coldly spat out a few words, and a yellow soul ring popped out from under her body, with a sudden increase in speed. The afterimage flashed by, and her 5 fingers formed claws, grabbing Lin Yifan's neck. Thunderbolt. Feeling the sudden chill surging from his neck, Lin Yifan muttered to himself. Thunder and lightning intersected in his eyes, and his figure transformed into a shadow of lightning, suddenly disappearing into the night sky. Now, it's time to get rid of that crazy woman. Lin Yifan stood behind the tree to adjust his breathing and was alert with lingering fear. He was originally a graduating college student, but due to skipping classes, he went to the manga exhibition. Xiao Yan in the cosplay, Do Po, walked on the main road, but was sent to Douluo continent by a red truck. At the age of 6, he was unable to awaken his martial soul and became an ordinary person without soul power. 14 years of mediocrity left him extremely disappointed with his future life, so he went to a bar with his friends to get drunk, but was drugged by his brothers regardless of their enemies. To be precise, the woman who chased him had a night of pleasure with him, but, as the case may be, he is also a victim. Besides, if it weren't for binding the infinite critical strike system that night, he would have died in the hands of this woman long ago. Unlimited critical strike system, as the name suggests, with just a bow strike, you can critical strike. Half an hour, 1,000 times critical strike. Half an hour, 10,000 times the critical strike. 1 hour, 100,000 critical hits. 3 hours, million critical hits. The longer the time, the higher the critical strike. In short, with unlimited critical hits, you can become stronger. That night, he accidentally triggered a critical strike effect of 100,000 times soul power under the frenzy effect. From a person who could not cultivate, his soul power surged to level 20. At the same time, it also unlocked 3 levels of critical hit achievements. 1,000 times, 10,000 times, and 100,000 times. Received 3 major rewards. 8 pole collapse, 3,000 thunder moves, and 3,000 starry sky flame. System, where is that stupid woman? Lin Yifan adjusted his breathing and asked with some concern in his heart. Although that woman wanted to kill him. But no matter what, this matter is his fault first. Moreover, this place is several miles away from the outskirts of the Soul Beast Forest, and it is normal for 1,000-year and 10,000-year soul beasts to appear. She is a second-ring soul master, and her life may be in danger here at any time. Ding, the system prompts the host that she is approaching the host's position, at a distance of 400 meters. 400 meters. She really doesn't give up, does she have to kill me? Knowing that the girl was still chasing him, Lin Yifan felt a hint of helplessness in his heart. Everything has already happened, he doesn't even know the other person's name. Paying back one's life is impossible. But if he had to fight back, he felt guilty about it. The 3,000 thunderbolts of system achievement rewards come from the world of Dopa. There are 3 layers in total. Thunderbolt, Thunderbolt, 3,000 thunderbolts. Before level 30, only the first level, Thunderbolt, can be used. And the distance for each displacement is 500 meters, which can only be used once in half an hour. However, in just a few minutes, the woman had already approached 100 meters. No way. If he continues like this, he can only go deeper into the starry forest to get rid of the woman who is chasing him relentlessly. But go further inside. Even if he gets rid of the pursuit of women, he will still die at the hands of senior soul beasts. By the way, the system gift package. Thinking of the newbie gift package in the system, Lin Yifan saw hope in his eyes. At noon that day, he got up from bed and had just put on his clothes. Before he could fully understand the system, he embarked on the path of a woman's pursuit. Along the way, the other party didn't give themselves any time to catch their breath. Now, in the Soul Beast Forest, the geographical location is complex and there is interference from the soul beasts. Even if a woman has a way to track down his location, it won't be so fast. Ding, may I ask if the host has opened the beginner gift pack? Yes. Upon hearing the sound of the system ringing in his ear, Lin Yifan answered without hesitation. Ding, congratulations to the host. You have obtained 1 junior Pokémon Pokéball. Ding, congratulations to the host for obtaining falling heart inflammation. Ding, congratulations to the host, you have obtained the title Douluo experience card *1. Ding, the items in the beginner gift package have been distributed to the system space. Please check them yourself. After the machine sound of the system goes off, it completely quiets down and no longer makes any sound. Falling heart inflammation. Title Douluo experience card. You call this a beginner gift pack? Upon hearing 3 consecutive beeps from the system, Lin Yifan felt ecstatic. With just a thought, the information and usage methods of the 3 major items in the gift package flooded into his mind. Junior Pokémon Pokéball. It can forcibly capture soul beasts under 10,000 years old and be tamed for use. Soul beasts that are included in the Pokéball cannot die. Once exhausted, they will automatically return to the Pokéball. The soul bones of the soul beasts themselves can detach from the soul beasts and will not cause damage to them. Falling heart inflammation. Can transform into a soul ring, the age cannot be defined. Title Douluo experience card. By using this card, you can obtain title Douluo strength, with a time limit of half an hour. Fierce. Knowing the functions of the 3 items, Lin Yifan couldn't help but exclaim, there's no need to escape now. With the Pokémon Pokéball, he is like an additional soul beast hitter under 10,000 years old, without worrying about the opponent's betrayal. The only regret is that a Pokéball can only tame 1 soul beast and will be completely bound to that soul beast, making it impossible to change. Title. Douluo experience card, although it is a one-time consumption card. However, with it, transforming into a tidal Douluo in just 1 second is no longer a dream, and the transformation time is half an hour. With this life-saving artifact, he can walk horizontally in the starry forest. Even if he encounters Titan Ape or Blue Sky Bull Python, he can't fight and run without any problem. Lin Yifan naturally did not intend to use this kind of trump card easily. As for falling heart inflammation, thinking of this treasure, Lin Yifan immediately sat cross-legged, lost in thought. Falling heart inflammation, from the world of Douluo, is a 14th ranked existence on the strange fire list. If we follow the setting of the world in Douluo, I'm afraid as long as the fully mature falling heart flame is in Douluo continent, it will be an invincible existence. However, since the system can transform fallen hearts into soul rings, its true ability must have been greatly reduced. However, even though the effect of falling heart inflammation is significant, Lin Yifan's heart is still full of expectations. After all, it's a falling heart disease that claims to cultivate cheaters. System, extract falling heart inflammation. End of this chapter. Chapter 2. 002, First Soul Ring, Falling Heart Inflammation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2002, First Soul Ring, Falling Heart Inflammation, System, Extract Falling Heart Inflammation. Lin Yifan exclaimed excitedly, and in the next moment, the red light in the system space shattered, and an invisible python with a scorching breath shot towards his forehead. Roar! As the python entered his forehead, a heart-wrenching roar surged in his mind. At the same time, a terrifying pain surged through Lin Yifan's spiritual cap, and his entire head seemed to explode at will. Hiss! For a moment, Lin Yifan took a deep breath. Fortunately, this intense pain comes and goes quickly. As the python roared away, its massive body gradually dissipated at this moment, transforming into waves of energy, folding layer by layer towards Lin Yifan's body. Feeling the massive energy sweeping through his body, Lin Yifan held on to his mind and allowed the energy waves formed by the falling heart inflammation to impact his limbs and bones. The whole process was replaced by a wave of warmth, without the intense pain. Although the soul power in his body did not improve, Lin Yifan could clearly feel that every cell in his body had undergone transformation under the tempering of falling heart inflammation. 10 minutes later, the enormous tidal energy also became weak as it continued to impact. Until a colorless soul ring rises from under Lin Yifan's body, the energy of the fallen heart inflammation is completely dissipated. Lin Yifan slowly opened his eyes. In the next moment, a long string of words appeared before his eyes. Host. Lin Yifan, gender. Male, age. 14, soul power. Level 20, martial soul. Burning decision, the first soul ring. Falling heart inflammation. Abnormal fire domain. Increases the cultivation speed of all people within a 3-meter range by 10 times. Unique passive attribute. Poison immunity. The first active soul skill. Heart Fire Chaos, a spiritual attack that can force the opponent into a heart fire illusion for 30 seconds. It controls beyond the level and reduces the time curve. The second active soul skill. Heart Inflammation Self-Healing, with oneself as the center, increases the soul power recovery speed of all people within 3 meters around by 500%. Not bad. Seeing the information in front of him, Lin Yifan nodded in satisfaction. His martial soul is the burning technique, which can be said to have no upper limit. And different types of strange fires are his soul rings. You should know that in the world of Douluo, Emperor Yan relied on the burning technique to counterattack all the way and ultimately defeated the sky. Its strength is evident. However, the upper limit of the burning technique is certainly high. However, strength comes from strength, and on the Douluo continent, there is no abnormal fire. Moreover, he currently only has 2 types. Falling heart inflammation and 3000 flame. Now, he has reached level 20, and having these 2 soul rings is definitely an invincible existence. Even the challenge of surpassing the level is effortless. But what about the future? How should he obtain the soul ring when he reaches level 30? Let's take a closer look. Lin Yifan murmured. At least now, he should have cremated 3,000 yen into a soul ring before speaking. You should know that falling heart inflammation has integrated into his body. Although his soul power has not improved, the quality of his soul power has undergone a qualitative change. It's not difficult to understand, it's like a soul master reaching level 10, and the capacity for soul power in his body is a 10-liter container. Injecting air into a 10-liter container and injecting 10 liters of water into the container are completely different concepts. It is not an exaggeration to say that even if it is a level 40 soul sect, the soul power in its body may not necessarily have the same amount. However, the 3 abilities brought by Meteor Flame can only allow him to take auxiliary routes. Hee. Thinking of assistance, Lin Yifan couldn't help but raise the corners of his mouth, clenching his hands into fists, and his bones immediately collided with each other, making a sound like stir-fried beans. Pop pop pop. Now he is full of strength in his body. If you punch with all your might, it's not a problem to kill a cow. Just ask, are you afraid or not of an auxiliary that can kill a cow with just 1 punch? Moreover, his trump card goes beyond these. The high movement speed of 3,000 thunderbolts, the melee outbreak of the 8-pole collapse, and the terrifying recovery of the falling star flame. Wait. Did I forget something? Just as Lin Yifan was preparing to refine 3,000 flames, he suddenly realized that he was too stable. The woman who pursued him also pursued for a week without giving up. Now, almost half an hour has passed and she hasn't appeared yet. Did she give up? Still in danger. Shua. Before Lin Yifan could react, waves of movement came from the bushes behind him, and a black shadow flashed out from inside. Sure enough, this woman doesn't give up easily. Seeing the young girl appear, Lin Yifan breathed a sigh of relief in his heart and also prepared to dodge the woman's attack. Damn it, why don't you run quickly? You can only die in my hands. The girl said indifferently, with both hands climbing onto the treetops above Lin Yifan's head, her agile body shape bouncing directly into the distance. Shua. Not long after the girl passed, the bushes in front of Lin Yifan shook violently. Lin Yifan's eyes froze. After the bushes shook violently a few times, a tall and terrifying figure jumped into the air. Under the moonlight. A giant spider, measuring 4 to 5 meters in length and about 2 to 3 meters high, swept over his head, covering the moon. Under the reflection of moonlight from the leaves around him, Lin Yifan saw a strange face growing on the abdomen of the spider above his head. Beside the face, there was a foul-smelling mucus flowing, which looked particularly eerie. This. Lin Yifan's pupils shrank slightly, and he recognized the obvious feature of a human-faced magic spider at first glance. What a stink! As Lin Yifan raised his nose bridge, he hesitated as he watched the human-faced magic spider fly past him. A 2-ring soul master who can escape from its side, this human-faced magic spider is definitely not a perpetual soul beast. He just needs to use the Pokémon Pokéball to collect it. It's too ugly, isn't it? No, it's too ugly. I can't take it down. Lin Yifan secretly roast. The human-faced magic spider is known as the Evil Slayer, the Soul Master killing machine, and the soul beast used by the Tang San Emperor. In terms of combat effectiveness, there is absolutely something. However, the Pokémon Ball does not need to tame the soul beasts that have been around for 999 years, which is a waste. At this moment, the human-faced magic spider passed by Lin Yifan's leader, as if selectively ignoring him, and chased towards the girl who was chasing him without looking back. Shoo. The human-faced magic spider chased after each other, and their mouthparts collided with each other, constantly making piercing noises. Meanwhile, the girl took advantage of her speed and kept running through the dense forest. However, this forest is already the home ground of the human-faced magic spider, and the stamina of the Millennium Soul Beast far exceeds her. If this continues, the girl will eventually become the food for the human-faced magic spider. A few minutes later, the girl was forced into a corner by the web spit out by the forcing face magic spider. The human-faced magic spider slowly approached her, and a terrifying smile appeared on her face. "Don't come over." A hint of fear flashed in the girl's eyes, pressing tightly against the tree trunk. The path was already blocked by 2 spider webs on both sides, and there was no escape. The human-faced magic spider raised its sharp front claws and stabbed towards the girl. The breath of death, with a foul smell, came towards her paving. "Don't." At this moment, the girl's eyes were filled with despair, reaching out to block her head. "Ugly 8 monsters. If you don't want to die, just go away. She's my woman." End of this chapter. Chapter 3:003, Thoughtful Detoxification. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3003, Thoughtful Detoxification. Ugly. If you don't want to die, just go away. She's my woman. Is it him? Upon hearing the despicable and familiar voice, the girl's expression froze as she slowly released her hand that was blocking her face. Through her fingers, she suddenly saw the figure of the man, lying between her and the human-faced spider. With the sudden appearance of Lin Yifan, the claws lifted by the human-faced magic spider hung in the air, and the ugly face was filled with panic. It can feel the threat of death from the youth. It is not afraid of anything, but flames are definitely its biggest nemesis. Both spider webs and poison fear flames. Instinctive fear kept it in place by Lin Yifan's voice. "What are you doing here? Why don't you leave quickly?" The girl's indifferent voice, with a hint of urging, looked into Lin Yifan's eyes and the hatred quietly dissipated. If Lin Yifan takes away her innocence, he will die. However, at this moment, Lin Yifan stood in front of the Grim Reaper. No matter how great the hatred is, it will dissipate at this moment. Besides, she went to the bar just to get revenge on that man. What happened can be considered as her own fault. Now that Lin Yifan can appear, she at least knows that she has given a responsible man for the first time. At the same time, I also hope that Lin Yifan can survive. You are the first woman to chase me for so long. I can't leave anymore. It seems that we can only be a pair of desperate mandarin ducks with you. Lin Yifan turned his back to face the demon spider, with a playful smile at the corner of his mouth, and looked at the young girl. However, in front of him at this moment, a dialogue box suddenly appeared above the girl's head. Name: Zhuqing, gender: female, hobbies: quiet, sweet food. Progress: 5% reward. Bone Spirit Cold Fire Zhuqing. Bone Spirit Cold Fire. Upon seeing the girl's message, Lin Yifan's heart was shaken. The woman who is chasing after her is actually Zhuqing. Moreover, her reward is still Bone Spirit Cold Fire. Knowing the origin of the young girl, Lin Yifan couldn't calm down in his heart. You should know that Zhuqing is not only the future Shrek 7 monsters, but also the childhood sweetheart of Dai Mubai. If he knew about the woman who slept with him, he would have to work hard with him. What a sin. But if you want to improve yourself, you need a special fire. Moreover, with Dai Mubai's feminine charm, he is the one who does not lack women the most. Be careful. Just as Lin Yifan was stunned, Zhuqing's voice fell in his ear. He didn't even have to think about it, he knew it was the human-faced magic spider that launched the surprise attack. Lin Yifan crouched slightly on both knees and threw out a palm-sized, red and white ball in an instant. However, the claws of the human-faced magic spider also fell down immediately. Lin Yifan calculated the distance accurately, and before the elf ball collected the human-faced magic spider, its claws would not harm him at all. Even if stabbed, the only passive immunity of falling heart inflammation, he will not be injured. However, unexpected events still occurred. Zhuqing stood up and pushed Lin Yifan hard, and the claws of the human-faced magic spider landed on her. With the sound of clothes tearing, the human-faced magic spider also disappeared out of thin air. "Stupid woman, do you want to die?" Looking at the bloodstain in front of Zhuqing, Lin Yifan roared angrily. The roaring sound frightened Zhuqing to the point where she stood, and soon her body fell down like a broken puppet. In order to avoid the human-face magic spider, her soul power was severely overdrawn, and now she can no longer generate any strength. The realm of abnormal fire. The first soul skill, the heart burns and heals on its own. Seeing Zhuqing's physical exhaustion, Lin Yifan reached out and hugged her waist, silently reciting in his heart. "Stupid woman, aren't you trying to kill me? Do you need to block the attack for me?" Lin Yifan released his soul technique, and his other hand wrapped around her calf. The princess held her in her arms, feeling a bit heartbroken. After all, she was injured because she saved herself. Familiar with the original work, Lin Yifan also knows that Zhuqing is a typical example of being cold on the outside and hot on the inside. He looks cold on the outside, has a good heart, and is least willing to owe others favors. "You! Let go of me!" Zhuqing opened her eyes in disbelief and looked at herself lying in Lin Yifan's arms, saying indifferently, "You shut up. When I clear the poison from you, go wherever you love." Lin Yifan ignored Zhuqing's words and carried her to the ground. Upon hearing this, Zhuqing did not resist, and in fact, she had no strength to resist either. However, lying in Lin Yifan's arms, Zhuqing's eyes were full of disbelief. The originally depleted soul power in her body now gushes out like spring water, with an exaggerated recovery speed that is several times faster than her own recovery speed. "Alright, you just lie here for now. I'll detoxify you." Lin Yifan found a huge stone and placed her on it. The girl's body spread out flat, and a graceful curve appeared before his eyes. Moreover, the clothes torn open by the human-faced magic spider stand awkwardly under the shoulder blades, and through the blood-stained and torn clothes, one can still see a glimmer of moonlight. "First of all, I was drugged last time and I am also a victim. This detoxification may be very painful, please hold on." After speaking, Lin Yifan did not wait for Zhuqing's consent and directly tore open the gap in his clothes, exposing the wound to the moonlight. The poison of the human-faced spider becomes more dangerous the longer it is dragged. But his knowledge and techniques of detoxification are completely blank. That is to say, in movies and TV dramas, I have seen the most primitive method of detoxification. Suck with your mouth. Special treatment during extraordinary times. At present, saving Zhuqing's life is the right thing. He has a buff bonus of falling heart inflammation, so even if he inhales the venom of the human-faced magic spider, there is no danger to his life. As Lin Yifan lowered his head and approached the wound, Zhuqing's heart suddenly quickened, feeling the scorching breath landing on her skin. The girl's face turned red as if she could drip water. Zhuqing gritted his teeth and a voice burst out from between his teeth. "Tue dot." Lin Yifan frowned and spat out a mouthful of bloody black blood. "You hold back, if you can't hold back, shout out." Lin Yifan also knew that the venom of the human-faced magic spider deeply stabbed Zhuqing's nerves. After spitting out a mouthful of blood stasis, Lin Yifan continued to lower his head. After dozens of minutes, Lin Yifan endured the venom of the human-faced magic spider and used all his strength to suckle before cleaning up all the toxins. "Alright." Until there was no smell of fishy smell in his mouth, Lin Yifan stood up. Within dozens of minutes, Zhuqing's soul power was also restored at a miraculous speed, reaching a state of recovery. "You. Turn around first." Zhuqing's face was scorching hot, and under the cold moonlight, the temperature appeared particularly exaggerated. Here, put on this coat first. Just now was just to detoxify you, don't think too much. Lin Yifan took off his coat and placed it on her lap, then turned his back and took a few more steps towards the distance, maintaining a distance of 3 meters from the edge. He was also worried that he had taken her body away. Just now, he was so close again. Zhuqing was moved by his killing intent. Stay away, he still has room for reaction. Thank you. We're done. End of this chapter. Chapter 4. 004, Confession Bureau, Zhuqing is startled. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4004, Confession Bureau, Zhuqing is startled. Thank you. We have settled the two. Upon hearing Zhuqing's deep voice, Lin Yifan turned around and saw that the other party had already put on their clothes. Wearing his own clothes on Zhuqing, it looked like a Taoist robe, very loose. Through the loose part of his shirt, he could still see the torn clothes inside. He was being chased, but without a soul guide, it was naturally impossible for him to walk with a medical kit. In order to avoid infection, he did not bandage Zhuqing's wound, and in the darkness, he could only see a faint outline. Lin Yifan withdrew his gaze, looked up, and saw the dialogue box above Zhuqing's head. His pupils suddenly shrank slightly. Name: Zhuqing, gender: female, hobbies: quiet, sweet food. Progress: 60% reward. Bone spirit cold fire, 60% progress. Now, she wouldn't even want to kill herself, would she? Lin Yifan asked himself in his heart, but he had no bottom. After all, the woman's heart, the underwater needle. What's your name? Zhuqing looked at Lin Yifan with a hint of complexity in his eyes. She wants to come to Shrek College early during her vacation to find her childhood sweetheart and surprise her. As a result, she saw Dai Mubai leading a young girl into the hotel and repeatedly surprising her. So she went to the bar to get drunk and was drugged by Lin Yifan's friends. Later, she chased Lin Yifan into the Star Forest. Every time she tried to succeed, Lin Yifan disappeared from her sight like applying oil to the soles of his feet after tonight's event. He believes in Lin Yifan's character, not the kind of person who drugged him. Lin Yifan, level 20, what about you? Lin Yifan pretended not to know. When Zhuqing was determined to kill him before, he didn't know the other person's name. Zhuqing, level 28 Soul Master. Upon hearing that Lin Yifan was only at level 20, Zhuqing couldn't believe it. How could a level 20 Soul Master be a match for the Millennium Human-faced magic spider? Are you really only at level 20? Zhuqing asked curiously. After a night of tinkering, Zhuqing didn't reject Lin Yifan as much. Moreover, she originally only had level 27 soul power, but after a night, she inexplicably broke through. To be precise, I am a level 20 soul master. My second soul ring, I haven't had a chance to absorb it yet. Lin Yifan answered truthfully. He has never lied and feels there is no need to deceive Zhuqing. Oh, if you don't want to say it, forget it. Zhuqing's tone suddenly became cold. What she hates the most is being deceived by others, especially men. Can a soul master at level 20 who has not obtained a second soul ring escape the pursuit of her agile attack style? A soul master at level 20 who has not obtained a second martial soul, dares to face a human-faced magic spider alone. Well, since you're the woman who chased me, I don't have anything to hide. I was able to escape your pursuit because I practiced a body technique. Thunderbolt. Lin Yifan's words fell, and thunder met in his eyes. An arc flashed behind him, appearing behind Zhuqing. Ah! Feeling Lin Yifan suddenly appearing behind her, Zhuqing was startled and turned around, touching the healing wound with a furrowed brow. If Lin Yifan had the ability, it would be easy to take action against her unexpectedly. But why did Lin Yifan escape for nearly 10 days after chasing him for almost 10 days? Be careful. Lin Yifan reached out to support Zhuqing's back, stabilized his center of gravity, and then withdrew his palm. You don't have to be so surprised, I am currently a level 20 soul master with fire attributes and auxiliary skills. The first soul skill, recovery, can restore the soul power of all people within 3 meters of oneself, increasing the speed by 500%. Lin Yifan directly released his soul skill, and a rising heat wave enveloped Zhuqing. What? Increase soul power recovery speed by 500%. Upon hearing this, Zhuqing was taken aback. She said that her body, which had just exhausted her soul power, had recovered in just a few minutes. Originally, it was because Lin Yifan released his soul skill. What is the concept of a 500% response speed? It can be said that the strength of a soul master is closely related to the age of the soul ring. It is because the Millennium Soul Ring carries the soul power of a soul master far beyond 100 years, and the 10-year soul ring. However, the effect brought by Lin Yifan's first soul skill directly filled the gap in the lifespan of the soul ring. If you lack soul power during a battle with someone, standing by their side can provide quick supplies. She didn't even see Lin Yifan's soul ring, how could the other party have used soul skills? A hint of doubt surged in Zhuqing's heart. Why can't I see your soul ring? Perhaps it was a mutation in my martial soul that caused my first soul ring to have no color. Lin Yifan forcefully explained in words that Zhuqing could understand. Due to the lack of color in the soul ring attached to falling heart inflammation, even if it appeared, Zhuqing could not see it. My fire attribute martial soul has no form. It is neither a weapon martial soul nor a comfortable beast martial soul. However, it possesses a unique ability that can increase its cultivation speed tenfold within a 3-meter radius of me. Training speed increased by 10 times. Upon hearing what Lin Yifan said, Zhuqing's expression froze and her heart was filled with suspicion. Before coming to the Starry Forest, she was still at level 27. In just one night, her soul power inexplicably broke through. If what Lin Yifan said is true, staying by his side is not a safe shortcut to cultivation. Knowing such terrifying news, Zhuqing ignored the wound on his body and immediately sat cross-legged on the boulder. Decades later, Zhuqing looked at Lin Yifan incredulously, unable to say a word for a long time. Let's leave the Starry Forest first and take you to heal. You are my first woman, please keep these secrets for me. Lin Yifan walked up to Zhuqing, his eyes facing each other, and said seriously. Looking at the young man's scorching gaze, Zhuqing's eyes dodged. She had never been so close to a man before. Moreover, what had happened between Lin Yifan and her? Faced with the man's sincere gaze, Zhuqing's heart suddenly became disoriented, and she had to nod and agree. Actually, you look shy and pretty, don't keep a straight face all day. You are an injured soldier. I reluctantly carried you out, so that you wouldn't be chased by soul beasts smelling of blood before you left the Starry Forest. Lin Yifan tentatively approached Zhuqing and saw that the other party did not resist. He then reached out to embrace her waist, slid his palm onto her calf, and held her in his arms. What am I doing? How could I let this guy hold me? At this moment, Zhuqing leaned against Lin Yifan's sturdy shoulder, his face suddenly turning red, even his ears turning red, and he wished he could find a crack in the ground to penetrate. She came to kill Lin Yifan. Now. I'm lying in the arms of this stinky man. What's going on here? Damn it. Damn it. Zhuqing grumbled aimlessly, end of this chapter. Chapter 5. 005, Second Martial Ring, 3000 Flames. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5005, Second Martial Ring, 3000 Flames. Hey, stupid woman. Hey, wake up. In the clinic of a small town closest to the star forest, Zhuqing listened to the faint voice in her ear and suddenly opened her eyes. The surroundings that caught her eye were completely unfamiliar. He just left like this. Forget it, that stinky man, it's best to leave now. Zhuqing sat up and murmured to himself, but a faint sense of loss flashed in his eyes. This patient also hopes that you can rest and avoid vigorous exercise to prevent the wound from cracking. Seeing Zhuqing suddenly get up from the bed, the medical staff hurriedly walked towards her. The gentleman asked me to bring you a message, and he said, if you want, he can take responsibility. Who is responsible for you? Stinky man. You men don't have a good thing. After watching the caregiver leave, Zhuqing muttered in a low voice, but her gaze couldn't help but look out the window, with an inexplicable warmth hidden in her heart. In the small village outside Soto City, Lin Yifan returned home alone. Upon arriving in Douluo continent, he became an orphan in his early years. Fortunately, his family left him with a place to live, allowing him to live alone and avoid camping on the streets. The room is not big. A 2-story adobe house with an area of 80 square meters can provide shelter from wind and rain. I still absorbed 3,000 flames first. Returning to his room, Lin Yifan's mind sank and his thoughts moved. The starlight in the system space shattered, and then a purple-black light contracted violently, transforming into a flash of flowing light, directly entering Lin Yifan's spiritual world. As the purple-black light fell, a loud dragon chant emanated from the light, followed by the flowing light, rapidly expanding like an inflatable balloon. In just a few breaths, it rose to several hundred zhang. And in this purple-black ball, a huge shadow wanders back and forth inside. Bang! Suddenly, the giant ball exploded, and the purple-black dragon held its head high, howling up in the sky. Its violent energy, with a domineering and destructive aura, roamed back and forth in Lin Yifan's spiritual world. Immediately following was the excruciating pain that surged into the sky. The last time there was a riot of falling heart disease, Lin Yifan was in excruciating pain and had no idea what had happened. This time, Lin Yifan endured the excruciating pain, holding on to the yuan and guarding the gods. He vaguely saw this raging energy constantly breaking through the barriers of the spiritual world, and soon new barriers appeared. When the barriers to the spiritual world shatter, the excruciating pain of explosion will spread throughout the body. Not just in the mind, but wherever there is a nerve connection, there will be this explosive pain. Pain. After a few breaths, Lin Yifan struggled to straighten his waist and wiped away the cold sweat from his forehead. Whether it's falling heart flame or 3,000 flames, although their power cannot be compared to the world of Dopa. However, both have the same characteristics. That is, before it transforms into a soul ring, it will broaden its spiritual world. Then wash and purify the cells throughout the body. As the violent purple-black energy continued to forge his body, a purple-black soul ring surged above Lin Yifan's head and slowly descended. Host. Lin Yifan, gender. Male, age. 14, soul power. Level 24, martial soul. Burning decision, the first soul ring. Falling heart inflammation. Abnormal fire domain. Increases the cultivation speed of all people within a 4-meter range by 10 times. Unique passive attribute. Poison immunity. The first active soul skill. Heart Fire Chaos, a spiritual attack that can force the opponent into a heart fire illusion, lasting for 45 seconds. It controls beyond the level and reduces the time curve. The second active soul skill. Heart Inflammation Self-Healing, centered on oneself, increases the soul power recovery speed of all people within 6 meters by 600% second soul ring. 3,000 flaming flames. First active soul skill. Starry Sky Blessing, releasing soul skills that can specify a person and oneself to increase their full attributes by 50% simultaneously, lasting for 3 minutes. The same person can only share once within half an hour. Second active soul skill. Star River Resurrection, releasing soul skills that can increase the healing speed of the injured person's body by 500%, the revival of the Milky Way and the protection of the starry sky. It really fits the characteristics of the 3000 flame fire. Lin Yifan was very satisfied with refining the second soul ring. 3000 flame fire, also known as 3000 starry sky fire, immortal fire, although its transformed second soul ring only brings 2 soul skills. But it preserved the characteristics of the 3000 flames. Improve the body's recovery speed and damage immunity. As long as it's not an instant death, there's a way to save it. Moreover, a 50% increase in all attributes includes 50% damage immunity, physical attacks, mental attacks, deceleration, and control, that is to say, a 40% deceleration is only a 20% deceleration. A 1-second dizziness can only last for 0.5 seconds. Similar to half an invincible golden body with 50% rage. And the duration is still 3 minutes. It seems that I came back early. Lin Yifan smiled slightly, then his mind moved and he took out a red and white ball with a circular button in the middle. Junior Pokémon Pokéball. The decision is yours. Looking at the familiar ball, Lin Yifan suddenly came up with some images in his mind, of his deceased childhood, crazily attacking. You don't know how to use Pokémon balls, do you still need to shout slogans? Lin Yifan placed the Pokémon ball on the bed and couldn't help but shiver as he thought of shouting slogans in his mind. No way. If we still have to shout slogans, this Pokémon ball won't work even if we kill it. Throwing a ball in front of a group of people and shouting, "Go, human-faced magic spider." That kind of scene, just thinking about it, you know how much society has died. People can die, but they must not die in society. Ding, the host doesn't need to worry. The Pokéball just needs to silently recite the slogan in its heart. If the host awakens the second martial soul, the Pokéball will automatically transform into the host's martial soul. Awakening the second martial soul. Listening to the system prompt, Lin Yifan seemed to have opened a new continent. The martial soul of an ordinary person is already determined at birth. However, it is not impossible to add new martial souls the day after tomorrow. Hanging on Huiyuhao is a typical case. Now, he has a system, and the seemingly impossible second martial soul also has new possibilities. If the second martial soul is a Pokéball, then he can create a special summoning system. Summoning a Millennium Soul Beast is not enough to watch. But what if we could summon soul beasts for 10,000, 100,000, or even 1,000,000 years? It is definitely a big trump card. System, how can I awaken the second martial soul? Lin Yifan asked eagerly. Ding, for 2 consecutive months, you can obtain 100 million gold soul coins, unlock the challenge achievements of the Yiming Golden Man, and obtain a second martial soul. Do you want to start the challenge now? No. Knowing the way to activate the second martial soul, Lin Yifan indeed refused to activate it now. With his current situation of being alone, where can he get 100 million gold soul coins in 2 months? You should know that a gold soul coin is enough to cover a month's worth of expenses for an ordinary family. Even if I try to grab it myself, there won't be enough time. Can there be anything faster than robbing money? End of this chapter. Chapter 6. 006, Requirements for Awakening the Second Martial Soul. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6006, Requirements for Awakening the Second Martial Soul. 2 months, 100 million gold soul coins. If it's oneself, it definitely won't work. What if someone else helps? As is well known, the quickest way for Douluo continent to earn money is through war, plunder, business, and the battle soul field. For soul masters, the great battle soul field is widely recognized as the fastest way to make money. In all competitions within the great battle soul arena, dead fighting and team fights are faster ways to make money. Let's go see Zhuqing. If it were for her help, there might really be hope in this matter. Lin Yifan considered it for a while and decided to find a partner. I want to leverage 1 billion within 2 months. The starting gold soul coin must not be a small number. Just as Lin Yifan got up and down, the elf ball lying on the bed trembled left and right, and a small light ball suspended above it. The radiance of the light cluster is not dazzling, and through its hazy appearance, one can vaguely see the curves of its bones. Is it a soul bone? Looking at the light cluster, Lin Yifan extended his finger and met it. Elf balls have several major characteristics. The soul beasts that receive income, no matter how severely injured they are, will not truly die. The soul beasts that are included in it, if they have soul bones, can be used by themselves. And the value of soul bones on the Douluo continent is only second to that of a 100,000-year soul ring. Moreover, soul bones not only come with a soul skill, but also have growth potential. As Lin Yifan's fingers came into contact with the light cluster, it directly penetrated his fingertips, and soon, information about the light cluster flooded into his mind. This is actually an external soul bone. I wouldn't have taken the opportunity of Tang Buddha by chance, would I? You should know that the one tamed inside the Pokemon ball is a millennium-old human-faced magic spider, and this soul bone is a rare external soul bone. Damn it! I already have a way to die. Lin Yifan murmured to himself, feeling an indescribable sense of comfort in his heart. Although he never considered being enemies with Tang San. However, unintentionally adding an extra opportunity is also good. It's so itchy. However, after the light cluster entered his body for a moment, Lin Yifan felt an incredibly itchy sensation behind his back. Shoo, shoo, shoo. In the next moment, 4 pairs of sharp spider spears emerged from Lin Yifan's back, each moving its own 8 spider spears. Until an hour later, Lin Yifan reluctantly controlled the 8 spider spears and withdrew them from his body. Pifu is innocent and harbors a guilty conscience. Even Zhuqing now has no intention of telling this secret. It's time to go see her. Lin Yifan changed into a new set of clothes and looked in the mirror with a smug look. Sword eyebrows and starry eyes, with a face as sharp as a knife, afraid that Wu Yanzu had come, he could only recognize himself as his younger brother. Except for the official grandpas who collect and read, I believe no one is more handsome than me. After a period of stinky beauty, Lin Yifan did not forget the main matter. Hurry towards the small town on the outskirts of the starry forest. The journey of 400 miles is far and not far, with the first soul skill. Heart inflammation heals on its own, and Lin Yifan produces his own milk, plus 3,000 thunderbolts. It took Lin Yifan 2 days to arrive at the small town clinic. Hello, the patient you are looking for has already left this morning. However, when he arrived, he learned it from the caregiver's sister's mouth. Zhuqing had already left the clinic 1 step ahead of schedule. Disappointment. I rushed over 100 miles away, but ended up with no one left. What are you doing here? Just as Lin Yifan was secretly regretful, a surprised voice suddenly came in his ear, and Lin Yifan turned back. The girl was dressed in monotonous pitch-black clothes, with long black hair draped over her shoulders. Her expression was extremely indifferent, like an iceberg that would never melt for 10,000 years, a lifelike princess named Ice Beauty. Her limbs are evenly proportioned and slender, with her hands naturally hanging down from her sides. Her fiery and tall figure even outlines an exaggerated curve, making anyone passing by her unable to resist a glance. If it weren't for a hint of warmth in her clear eyes, rather than a sharp killing intent, Lin Yifan wouldn't dare to look at her. Is her figure so exaggerated? Upon closer inspection, Lin Yifan asked himself. Whether it was the memories left in the medicine that day, or the detoxification for her a few nights ago, I never found her figure so curvaceous and exaggerated. Women. Cheap Dai Mubai is simply unacceptable. He has an uneasy conscience. Immediately, Lin Yifan slightly shifted his gaze upwards and looked at the progress above his head. It was already 70%. How has the injury recovered? Lin Yifan came straight to the point. This time, he needs the help of Zhuqing. Of course, it's also to help her injuries heal quickly. You just came over specifically to ask about this. Zhuqing asked coldly, and Lin Yifan couldn't hear her joy or anger. I'm fine, take another 2 days rest and I should be able to recover. Return your clothes to you. Zhuqing walked into his own ward, took out a coat from the bed, and placed it in front of Lin Yifan. Taking the clothes, Lin Yifan secretly felt delighted in his heart. The clothes are clearly washed and still have a special fragrance, which should be used as pillows or blankets after being washed with bamboo. At least, Zhuqing's cold tone towards him was not really repulsive. With this information, it will be easy to handle. I just obtained the second soul ring from the starry forest, which can heal injuries at a rate of 500% and even. Without leaving scars. Lin Yifan said lightly. That night, after detoxifying, he personally felt that the wound was 2 inches long. Zhu has clear ice skin and jade skin, leaving a scar on the chest, but it's not really good. If you have time, come with me to the ward. Lin Yifan walked towards her ward as she spoke. Before sending her here, Lin Yifan spent all his savings and deliberately arranged for a single room just for convenience, no scars left. What he said is true. Looking at Lin Yifan's back, Zhuqing felt a wave of confusion in her heart. Lin Yifan obtained the second soul ring from the starry forest and rushed to the clinic to treat himself. This feeling of being favored, even if she has no feelings for men, cannot withstand Lin Yifan's ups and downs. People's hearts are all flesh, not to mention that Lin Yifan has had a skin-to-skin relationship with her. She knew that once she entered, this man really walked into her heart. However, as a woman, everyone has a love for beauty. She also doesn't want to leave scars on herself. After hesitating for a moment, Zhuqing mustered up the courage and walked into the single room. Pop. As she entered the room, Lin Yifan directly closed and locked the door. What do you want to do? Seeing the room locked, Zhuqing's eyes flashed with a hint of fear. Now, there are only her and Lin Yifan in the room, and the door is still locked. If Lin Yifan suddenly does something to her and the people in the clinic spread the word, how will she see people in the future? Pop. Lin Yifan approached her and clapped his palm directly on the door, knocking her against the wall. At this moment, a cold light quietly flashed in Zhuqing's eyes. You are a sensitive attack-type soul master, your reaction is really slow. If I were an enemy, this palm wouldn't have fallen on the door. By the way, although I saved my life, don't have too much psychological burden on me. When it comes to emotions, if you can't force them to come, they all say, a drop of water's kindness and repay it with a gushing spring. If you don't take it for granted, just promise with your own life. Lin Yifan released his palm and came to the side of the hospital bed. But his words fell like a bolt from the blue in Zhuqing's mind. Is he serious? Does he really want to be his own woman? But. Not right. Why do I have such strange thoughts? Who wants to promise this soul with their own body? Lin Yifan only said a few words, but Zhuqing's heart had already crossed countless mountains. When are you planning to stand there foolishly? It's time to go to bed. Lin Yifan stood by the window and reached out to pull the curtains. The room was suddenly pitch black. End of this chapter. Chapter 7. 007, Target, Soul Fighting Field. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7007, Target, Soul Fighting Field. Schwa. As the curtains in Lin Yifan's ward were drawn, the surroundings suddenly became pitch black. Upon hearing Lin Yifan mention going to bed, Zhuqing's heart was panting and uneasy. Pop, pop. At this moment, the room was silent, except for the chaotic sound of lost rabbits. I didn't notice last time, so your eyes are so beautiful. Lin Yifan stood in front of the curtains, looking at Zhuqing's sapphire-like eyes, slowly approaching her. Since the night when he detoxified Zhuqing, Lin Yifan found that the cold girl in front of him was quite shy. Outside, she is a cold demon cat. If left alone, it feels more like a helpless little kitten. It's too dark here, let's turn on the light. Women all like to listen to compliments, and Zhuqing is no exception. Looking at Lin Yifan who doesn't follow the routine, her heart is in turmoil and she instinctively wants to turn on the lights. Darkness is the home of cats. But it's not the girl's home court. Moreover, other men dare not be like Lin Yifan, who is so unrestrained in front of her. Don't worry. Lin Yifan's figure flashed and he pressed Zhuqing's hand against the wall. As Zhuqing turned around to turn on the light, Lin Yifan happened to be facing behind her, and the distance between the two was also in the darkness, only a finger's distance left. What do you want to do? Let go quickly. Feeling a warmth emanating from the back of her hand, Zhuqing struggled with her hands and coldly exclaimed, feeling a sense of confusion in her heart. Because Lin Yifan's hands were like pliers, although not very strong, they made it impossible for her to break free. Combined with the close distance between the two at this moment, she dare not move too far. If Lin Yifan suddenly hugged her from behind, even if she was very fast, it was impossible for her to escape. The second soul skill is the revival of the starry sky. Seeing Zhuqing's lax resistance in front of him, Lin Yifan had a faint smile on his lips, and he felt a bit tempted to smile. The cold iceberg on weekdays, once approached by someone, becomes a little kitten, only capable of being ferocious. Of course, Lin Yifan has not forgotten the main issue now. As he released his second soul skill, a purple-black glow rose up in the entire dark room, enveloping the two of them. The faint light transformed by 3,000 flames of fire seems to adorn the room with countless stars out of thin air, beautiful beyond words. At this moment, Zhuqing in front of Lin Yifan naturally noticed the changes inside the room. Eternal Soul Ring. When she saw a purple-black soul ring from Lin Yifan's feet, her pupils shrank slightly. Impossible, how could someone have a second soul ring that can withstand for thousands of years? Zhuqing's heart was filled with suspicion. A level 20 soul master can withstand soul rings for no more than 1,000 years. The eternal soul ring, even a level 20 soul master would not dare to absorb it. Because once absorbed, it will definitely explode and die. Moreover, Lin Yifan's soul ring is not simply black, but also has a mysterious purple connotation. Oh, where is the second soul ring that lasts for 10,000 years? Lin Yifan chuckled lightly. Whether it is the 3,000 flames of fire or the soul rings formed by the falling heart inflammation, although there is no clear age limit. But, to really compare. Even if it's a million-year soul ring, it still lacks some meaning. The color of my soul ring is influenced by mutated martial souls. Close your eyes and feel it well. Lin Yifan is easy.going. Upon hearing Lin Yifan's explanation, Zhuqing was no longer entangled in the age of the soul ring. He closed his eyes and carefully felt the changes brought by the starlight. In an instant, a faint itching sensation spread from her healed wound to her mind. Subsequently, the blood scab on top of the wound slowly separated from the skin. If the wound self-heals normally, the speed of blood scab peeling is difficult to detect. However, under the soul technique of Starry Sky Resurrection, her recovery speed is 6 times faster, allowing her to clearly perceive the subtle changes in sensitive areas. Just like in the starlight, there are countless invisible threads repairing her wounds. That feeling, like a wounded place, going back in time as time slowly passed, the two maintained an ambiguous distance. All right. Can you let go of your hand now? Half an hour later, Zhuqing slightly withdrew his palm and whispered. Of course, I didn't expect you to be so fast. It will be ready in half an hour. Lin Yifan withdrew his palm, feeling regretful in his heart. The distance between two people, as long as he straightens his body, can be even closer. Unfortunately, it will be even more difficult for him to find a chance to be alone with Zhuqing in the future. Fortunately, this time alone, their relationship was not static. At least, Zhuqing's progress above her head has reached 80%. You should know that strong twisted melons can quench thirst at most. What he wants is Zhuqing's willingness. Lin Yifan released his hand and lifted the curtains in the ward, allowing the dazzling sunlight to shine in. He immediately sat on the hospital bed. As the sunlight poured into the room, a golden luster fell on the cold and desolate face of the young girl. However, at some point, a hint of pink quietly appeared on Zhuqing's face, looking like a shy kitten. Zhuqing, do you want to become stronger? Lin Yifan spoke lightly. He came this time not only to treat Zhuqing's injury, but also to deal with billions of other things. Just die of that heart, I can't be your woman. Get stronger. Of course she wants to. As a soul master, my biggest dream is to stand at the highest point of the continent. She also realized that Lin Yifan has the ability to help her improve quickly. As long as she is 3 meters away from him, she can have 10 times the cultivation speed. This fact is false that she is not interested. Just want her to be Lin Yifan's woman so vaguely. She can't convince herself. Don't worry, I have no sexual interest in cold women. I just want to go to the soul fighting arena and find someone to team up with. However, to quickly become stronger, practical combat is the key. Upon hearing Zhuqing's statement, Lin Yifan did not care. If Zhuqing could become her own woman so easily, then she's not Zhuqing anymore. Besides, he is only at level 24 now and is not in a hurry to obtain the third soul ring. As long as Zhuqing is by his side, he can develop feelings day by day. Do you want to challenge the great battle soul field? Knowing Lin Yifan's thoughts, Zhuqing was stunned for a moment. Soul Fighting Field is a place where soul masters compete in Douluo continent, and it is also the only place where non-soul masters can watch soul master battles. It was a real battle among them. Lin Yifan, as an auxiliary soul master, how dare he? If you're afraid, I can do it alone. Lin Yifan's face was calm. He is capable of challenging the soul fighting field alone. The fact is the same. When Falling Heart Flame and 3000 Flame Yen were cremated into soul rings, not only did they expand his spiritual sea, but they also compressed his soul power countless times. To be proud, he hasn't even noticed the great soul master below level 30. The reason for finding Zhuqing is simply to quickly upgrade the level of the soul fighting emblem. Afraid? You're not even afraid of an auxiliary soul master, why should I be afraid? Go, go. End of this chapter. Chapter 8. 008, Gaming. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8008, Gaming, Go, Go. Seeing Zhuqing agree, Lin Yifan nodded. Since you're going to team up to the soul fighting arena, I have a few requirements for you. Speak up. Firstly, we cannot show people our true faces or use our real names. Secondly, as a group, we have to participate in a 2-on-2 competition every day. Thirdly, on the field, you listen to me in everything. As for whether you want to compete alone, it's up to you. Lin Yifan said 3 requirements. If Zhuqing can't do it, he doesn't need to form a team. After all, on the field, an uncooperative pig teammate is likely to create a situation of 1 to 3.5. Okay. When are you planning to go? Upon hearing that there was no unequal treaty in Lin Yifan's 3 demands, Zhuqing nodded in agreement. Practical combat is the key to becoming stronger. She wants to become stronger, she has reasons to become stronger. Don't worry, go back to Soto City first. My home is nearby, so it can be considered a stronghold. After speaking, Lin Yifan suddenly froze and immediately looked at Zhuqing. How about? Let's take a gamble, how about it? Bet. You go first. If I catch up with you before reaching the city of Soto, then from now on, you will stay at my house. If I can't catch up with you, I ask you to mention it casually. Lin Yifan pondered and slowly spoke up. The 400-mile road would be too boring to just go back like this. Bored. Zhuqing turned around, his soul ring suddenly lit up under his feet, and his figure transformed into a remnant, disappearing into the medical clinic. Bored. Did you agree or didn't you agree? Lin Yifan shook his head helplessly. The thoughts of women are really hard to guess. Despite this, Lin Yifan decisively opened the window, jumped up, and landed on a tree top. Then, his calf muscles tightened and he catapulted towards the direction of Soto City. You are truly a little wild cat. The speed is really fast. Looking at the dark figure disappearing from afar like a ghost, Lin Yifan's soul power surged into his calves and suddenly accelerated. Since it's a bet with a woman, he disdains cheating. If 3,000 thunderbolts were used, this gambling game itself would be meaningless. He also wants to see where his speed limit is. At this moment, within Lin Yifan's body, two types of soul power compressed by different fires were like gasoline in a car's oil cylinder. Once ignited, they burst out at an exaggerated speed. 2 days later, their pursuit had already swept over 300 miles. At night, with only 100 miles left, Zhuqing's speed noticeably slowed down. Lin Yifan's soul power is like a bottomless pit, and in the face of strong recovery speed, the consumed soul power is not worth mentioning. However, even if Zhuqing of the Quick Attack series opens a soul ring to accelerate, the consumption and recovery are not proportional. She can lead by 2 days, it's entirely because Lin Yifan is releasing water. Not to say it's more appropriate to release the sea. At this moment, Zhuqing sat on a tree top, cross-legged to restore his soul power. Suddenly, the girl's eyebrows lifted, and her almost exhausted soul power was spewing wildly, like a torrential rain on the long drought-stricken land. Her own soul power also greatly improved at this moment. Although she is still far from level 29. However, the speed of improvement after exhaustion far exceeded her imagination. If the speed of cultivation before, the growth of soul power would be a trickle. At this moment, the growth of her soul power inside her is like a waterfall. After an hour, Zhuqing slowly opened his eyes. The soul power increased in this hour is more than her usual 10-day cultivation. My home is not far from here. Whether to go or not is up to you. Watching Zhuqing open his jewel-like eyes, Lin Yifan stepped hard and headed towards home. He doesn't know if Zhuqing agrees to the gambling agreement. And, he wants a woman to live in his house, a lonely man and a widow. If he were a woman, he wouldn't easily agree. This guy is really a monster. Looking at Lin Yifan's back, Zhuqing gets up and secretly complains to himself. The other party is clearly an auxiliary soul master, not only faster than her, but also with exaggerated and astonishing strength. He's just a hexagonal warrior. Does this guy have any weaknesses? You should know that she is at level 28, while Lin Yifan is only at level 24. Power, speed, and eerie body movements, with built-in recovery. She could already imagine how miserable Lin Yifan's opponent would be if he went to the soul fighting arena. He really can brush alone. Willing to gamble and accepting defeat. I can still afford to lose. Zhuqing murmured to herself and followed Lin Yifan, who was not moving fast. At midnight, Lin Yifan returned home 1 step ahead of schedule and pushed open the door, feeling desolate. Are you the only one in your family? Looking at the pitch-black room, Zhuqing whispered a question. I am an orphan. Lin Yifan didn't mention it much and habitually turned on the lights. Sorry. Zhuqing's voice sank. She didn't know that looking at Lin Yifan, who was sunny and cheerful, would be an orphan. It's okay, it's nice to be alone. Over the years, he has become accustomed to it alone. As an ordinary person, he can also live to the age of 12. Now that I have become a soul master, I will not be more miserable than before. Actually, being alone is quite nice. I would rather be alone than have a family that has been waiting for you to die, deceiving and deceiving. Zhuqing's tone was low and he rarely spoke about his own affairs. Don't worry, you are my woman. In the future, whoever wants you to die, I will let him die. Lin Yifan walked indifferently towards the room. Being weak means being beaten, this is an eternal truth. However, Zhuqing is now his woman. Whoever dares to touch her will die. This guy, who wants to be your woman? Zhuqing murmured inwardly, but her heart warmed. In the family dispute, her sister wanted to take control of the family and has been trying to eliminate her as a competitor. She grew up in danger from a young age. Family affection, even if present, is incredibly cold. Since childhood, she has been engaged to Dai Mubai, the royal family of the Starluo Empire, and she still relies on him to help her compete for the position of heir to the family. After seeing Dai Mubai clearly, she realized how foolish her thoughts were. On the contrary, Lin Yifan gave her a special feeling. You'll sleep in my room from now on. You can move out anytime you want. Lin Yifan tidied up the bed and walked from the inner room to the living room of the introduction. Okay. Entering the room, Zhuqing looked at 2 beds in the bedroom, which was less than 30 square meters, and her face immediately froze. Isn't that right? Does this guy want me to sleep in the same room as him? Impossible. Absolutely impossible. She agreed to stay at Lin Yifan's house, which was already forcefully convincing herself. Now. She can't even accept sleeping in a room. Before she could refuse, Lin Yifan blocked her words. I said, you are my woman. But I'm not interested in cold ice cubes. Besides, what do I want to do to you? Do you have a chance to resist? No way. Zhuqing resolutely refused. Even if Lin Yifan is right, she cannot agree. My first soul skill only increases my cultivation speed 10 times within a 3-meter range. If you don't want to be a victim of the family, it's best for me to arrange it. Of course, you have to leave, any time is fine. Lin Yifan did not force himself. If he were to do something relative to Zhuqing, he wouldn't need to wait until now. Thinking of the indifferent family, Zhuqing gritted his teeth and forcefully swallowed his words, walking towards the room. If Lin Yifan can help her break free from the fate of her family. One room, just one room. End of this chapter. Chapter 9. 009, The Horror Effect of Xuanshui Pill. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9009, The Horror Effect of Xuanshui Pill. Silent all night. Zhuqing sat cross-legged on the bed practicing. Lin Yifan is lying in bed sleeping. Efforts are certainly important, and the balance of work and rest cannot be ignored. Moreover, as his first soul ring, falling heart flame will not slow down his cultivation speed even if he is resting. Ding, the system reminds the host that a new month has arrived and unlocks the check.in module. The next morning at 8 o'clock, Lin Yifan, who was half asleep and half awake, heard a long silent system reminder sound ringing in his ear. Check in. Lin Yifan opened his eyes and immediately sat up. Alone, his sleep has always been shallow, and he wakes up when there is a slight disturbance. Sign in is not unfamiliar to anyone who has played games. At this moment, the check.in interface that appeared in front of Lin Yifan was similar to that in the game. It's just a calendar graphic with different items marked on it. Is this? Looking at the items on the check.in interface, Lin Yifan's gaze directly locked on number 1. Xuanshui Pill. Sign in to get this kind of pill. You should know that Xuanshui pill can not only wash the marrow of the Book of Changes, but also enhance innate soul power by 1 level. Can this precious pill appear on the attendance form? Lin Yifan's gaze swept over again. On the check.in form, except for the pill on the first day, the rest are all fragments of medicinal herbs. Unfortunately, it's just such a good thing. Looking at the words, sign in, appearing below the sign in interface number 1, Lin Yifan reached out a little. Ding, successful check.in, Xuanshui pill *1. Upon hearing the system prompt, Lin Yifan's mind moved and he took out the Xuanshui pill and placed it in his hand. Looking at the blue, round and full pill emitting a faint light, Lin Yifan's gaze shifted slightly to Zhuqing, who was sleeping soundly. Xuanshui Dan can directly enhance soul power level and cultivation speed, and can only be taken once in a lifetime. However, it does not work for people who are born with only 0 levels. Taking it can at most accelerate the cultivation speed. Sigh, just consider it as compensation for you. Lin Yifan let out a light sigh in his heart and immediately looked at Zhuqing, who was sleeping soundly. It has to be said that without that icy feeling, Zhuqing is definitely a first-class beauty. In an hour. Wake up. Watching the girl's eyelids slightly moisten, Lin Yifan smiled slightly. How long did I sleep? Zhuqing opened his eyes and looked at Lin Yifan staring at her from across the street. He immediately turned his head and stood up. Send you a token of love, take it, it can make you stronger. Lin Yifan placed the pill on the counter between the 2 beds and got up to leave. He still had something to prepare. Love token. Is he crazy? Looking at the round and glossy pill on the table, Zhuqing took it and placed it in his palm. Does this guy want to take medicine? Zhuqing secretly cursed her abdomen, smelling the fragrance of the pill and feeling refreshed and happy. The slight fatigue she had just woken up dissipated in an instant. Believe him this time. Zhuqing pinched the pill in his mouth and immediately rolled his throat, taking the Xuanshui pill. As the pill entered her abdomen, a surging warmth surged out of the pill like a surging river, churning through her abdomen and rushing towards the meridians and bones. Immediately, Zhuqing felt her consciousness gradually blur and a strong drowsiness hit. This guy, you bastard. Zhuqing held on to a trace of consciousness. She shouldn't easily believe Lin Yifan's lies. I'm going to kill you. The only thought left in Zhuqing's mind was to wake up and kill Lin Yifan. As Zhuqing fell asleep, a light blue mist kept rising from the surface of her body at the same time. In her sleep, Zhuqing felt as if she was immersed in a refreshing pool, and the feeling of comfort and transparency almost made her moan. This night, Zhuqing slept exceptionally sweet. In her dream, there were no relatives who could potentially kill her at any time. After an unknown amount of time, Zhuqing opened her eyes in a daze, and a pungent smell rushed to her mind, almost causing her to faint on the spot. Lin Yifan, I'll kill you. Zhuqing sat up and looked at her fair arms covered in sticky, foul-smelling substances. Her gaze turned cold and focused on Lin Yifan at the door. Her sharp claws, like spring knives, shot out from her nails and tore them at him. Stupid woman, wouldn't you first check your soul power? Watching Zhuqing jump over with a murderous aura, Lin Yifan leaned over and reached out to grab her sticky hand, throwing it forcefully and accurately into the bucket in the living room. Take a shower, there are clothes on the table. After washing, clean up. Lin Yifan looked at Zhuqing seriously, with a tone that was almost commanding. Women are just trouble. My soul power seems to have reached its 29th peak. This cultivation speed. As Lin Yifan left, Zhuqing didn't believe that he had wronged a good person. After checking behind him, the truth slapped his face. After taking the blue pill, her recently improved soul power once again took a leap in texture. Moreover, Lin Yifan was not by her side, and her cultivation speed seemed to be on the hook. Her body seemed to have an additional vortex, constantly devouring the energy around her. I really wronged him. He won't be angry anymore, will he? Zhuqing took off her clothes in the water and glanced at the girl's attire on the table, feeling guilty in her heart. Lin Yifan not only helped her improve her level, but also helped him improve his cultivation speed, and also prepared clothes for washing. If she were Lin Yifan, she would definitely never want to talk to herself again. As the girl's lotus arms shed their black color and regained their previous whiteness, a large snow-white body with a small portion floating on the water surface, washing away all the impurities. Zhuqing looked at a clean water bath bucket beside her, feeling as if she had overturned the mixed flavors, which was not very pleasant. Zhuqing stood up from the bathtub and walked towards the side with a somewhat wooden expression, feeling uneasy. Black water droplets hang down from the hair to the back, slide along the smooth skin towards the thighs, and then drop down onto the ground. Time is like a white horse passing through a gap. Dusk comes to an end, and night falls. After Zhu finished cleaning the room, he cleaned it thoroughly. Despite his busy schedule, he still didn't see Lin Yifan come back. He won't be angry, won't he come back? Zhuqing dragged her fragrant cheeks, with a worried expression on her face. This is Lin Yifan's home. If you want to leave, it should be her who left. Dong dong dong. After an unknown amount of time, the sound of footsteps outside the door startled Zhuqing to stand up and hurriedly leave. If someone didn't know, they would think she was eager for her husband. Did you come back? I'm sorry about what happened today. I'll leave now. Zhuqing lowered her head and apologized. She had rarely interacted with men, let alone apologize to them proactively. Today is her first time and she looks very uncomfortable. Looking up, Zhuqing had no illusions that Lin Yifan would forgive her, and he was ready to leave towards the door. Just as she passed by Lin Yifan, a pair of thick palms swept over her waist. Ah! The sudden weightlessness caused Zhuqing to panic in her heart. She tightly grasped the sudden arm and spun it 80 degrees in the air before finally hitting Lin Yifan's sturdy chest. Take the love token, you are my woman. Do you want to leave? Lin Yifan raised Zhuqing's panicked face and arrogantly held her in his arms, walking towards the room. Bang! Bang! Passing by the door, Lin Yifan lifted his foot and hooked it, and the door automatically closed. You! Let go of me. End of this chapter. Chapter 10. 010, Further Improvement. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10010, Further Improvement. Ding, congratulations to the host. 10,000 times soul power critical strike * 1 inch. Ding, congratulations to the host. 10,000 times soul power critical strike * 3 inch. Ding, congratulations to the host. 10,000 times soul power critical strike * 7 inch. As the sunlight pierced through the dawn, the system's warning sound finally fell completely silent. When the sun was about to set, Lin Yifan woke up, and at the same time, a paragraph appeared in front of his eyes. Host. Lin Yifan, gender. Male, age. 14, soul power. Level 27, martial soul. Burning decision, the first soul ring. Falling heart inflammation. Abnormal fire domain. Increases the cultivation speed of all people within a 4-meter range by 10 times. Unique passive attribute. Poison immunity. The first active soul skill. Heart fire chaos, a mental attack that can cause the opponent to fall into chaos, regardless of whether they are enemies or friends. It lasts for 45 seconds, surpasses the level control, and the time curve decreases. The second active soul skill. Heart inflammation self-healing, centered on oneself, increases the soul power recovery speed of all people within 6 meters by 600% second soul ring. 3,000 Flaming Flames. The first active soul skill. Starry Sky Blessing, releasing soul skills that can designate a person and oneself to have 50% full attribute immunity at the same time, lasting for 3 minutes. The same person can only share once within half an hour. Second active soul skill. Star River Resurrection, releasing soul skills that can increase the healing speed of the injured person's body by 500%, 7 times with 10,000 times soul power critical hits. It only increased by 3 levels. Lin Yifan secretly thought in his heart. The extraordinary fire compresses his soul power by tons, causing him to require countless times more soul power for each level of improvement than an ordinary person. The higher the level, the more soul power is required. The first 100,000 times critical strike elevated him to level 20 in one leap. Now 70,000 times the critical strike, it's only enough to increase by 3 levels. Thinking of last night's madness, Lin Yifan turned his head and looked at Zhuqing, who was sleeping on his arm. Above her head, the progress bar surged to 95%. She was startled last night. Let her rest a little longer. As is well known, soul power can change a person's physical fitness. After being tempered by a strange fire, his body feels like a blazing sun. Not only is capital impressive, the recovery speed is also amazing. If it weren't for Zhuqing's unbearable hiss. Zhuqing nibbled lightly on her teeth, her eyebrows furrowed, and she slowly opened her eyes. When she looked at a pair of fiery and cannibalistic gazes, she quickly closed her eyes and took a nap. Her face immediately turned red like blood, even her ears turned completely red. You can take another break. I'll put the food for you on the table outside. As Lin Yifan watched the iceberg wildcat transform into a docile big kitten, a smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. Prepare food and leave home. Lin Yifan's goal is to head straight to the city of Soto. The original plan was to team up with Zhuqing, playing twice a day, to quickly improve the level of the soul fighting badge. Now, the plan cannot keep up with the changes. Zhuqing needs to rest in the past few days and will definitely not be able to participate in the war. When I went out, it was already very dark. When the neon lights in the city of Soto lit up, Lin Yifan put on a purple-black flame mask and walked towards the Soto Soul battlefield. This mask, but he specifically commissioned someone to design it. Speaking of the Great Battle Soul Field, it is definitely an iconic building in the city of Soto. Its grand scale, compared to the surrounding buildings, is like a skyscraper. It is elliptical in shape and reaches a height of 120 meters. Inside, it is divided into a main battle soul field and 24 sub-battle soul fields, which can accommodate tens of thousands of people. This includes 100 VIP private rooms, which are not only a place for soul masters to exchange ideas, but also a symbol of identity. And those 100 VIP rooms are Lin Yifan's future goal. In short, he wants to obtain 100 million gold soul coins within 2 months. Can only cut the leaks of the rich. Generally speaking, in order to balance the gambling and fighting, the soul fighting arena may encounter consequences that it cannot bear. After a large amount of capital flows into the gambling game, the soul fighting arena will immediately change its odds. It's like a 1.10 odds. As long as 10 suddenly receives a huge influx of funds, the odds will instantly change to 1.9 or lower. The direction that ordinary people can change is very small, only wealthy people have the ability to throw tens of thousands of dollars. It is not an exaggeration to say that the daily flow of funds in a soul fighting arena exceeds tens of millions, or even billions. To become a winner. If you want to get rich, pave the way first and invite the rich to embark on the journey. In the soul fighting arena, soul fighting is divided into 3 categories. Game, prohibit killing with ruthless hands, can quickly upgrade the soul fighting emblem. Life and death struggle, used to resolve irreconcilable disputes, also includes points. Gambling is first and foremost a life and death struggle. The fastest way to make money, but without the support of power, the fastest way to die. So, Lin Yifan's main goal this time is to play games. Upgrade the soul fighting emblem as quickly as possible. There is nothing to say about the competition system. In his current situation, he has no choice but to be 1.on.1. Entering the Great Battle Soul Field, the first thing that catches the eye is a huge stone tablet, engraved with densely packed names. This kind of place, if not careful, may become a member of the monument. Lin Yifan walked inside and looked at the receptionist staff inside, then went to fetch a form and fill it out. When Lin Yifan saw the 2 columns of name and martial soul, he hesitated. He had previously checked in the sub-hall of the registered soul master and found no martial souls inside the crystal ball. If it weren't for reaching level 24 soul power and releasing one's own soul ring, the opponent wouldn't have allowed him to register. Coming to the soul fighting field, you will also face this problem. Forget it, that's all we can do. Lin Yifan quickly waved his pen and handed in the form. Just for the sake of defeat, sir, is your martial soul Emperor Yen. The staff in charge of registration took the form and frowned. He, who had always been quick at work, had to stop his pace because of Lin Yifan. What's the problem? Lin Yifan paused for a moment and asked indifferently. If he is stopped at the entrance of the soul fighting field, all plans will be in vain. Fortunately, the staff repeatedly checked his martial soul detection report, confirmed its accuracy, and stamped it. Seeing the seal fall, Lin Yifan breathed a sigh of relief in his heart and quickly handed in 10 gold coins to receive the initial Iron Do soul emblem. After completing the process, Lin Yifan was assigned to the 10th district. In the Great Soul Fighting Arena, only those who have won more than 5 consecutive matches, reached a certain level of soul fighting emblem or a very high level of soul master can compete in the main soul fighting arena. Before the competition, Lin Yifan also placed a bet on himself in advance. On the soul fighting stage, a girl dressed in maid attire was standing in the center, casting a seductive glance at the audience and igniting the passion for the competition. Good evening everyone, now we will have our first 1.on.1 battle of the 10th Soul Arena. 2 great soul masters will appear. They are respectively, the War Soul Master Qingyo, who possesses the Beast Martial Soul Barbarian Bull, who has won 4 consecutive games, and Danqiu, who possesses the auxiliary weapon Martial Soul Emperor Yan, who only seeks a defeat. Whether Qingyo Great Soul Master can continue his glory and achieve 5 consecutive victories, or the newly arrived Weapon Soul Master only seeks 1 defeat to win, let's wait and see. Now, let's invite 2 great soul masters to come on stage. As the little girl's lowly voice fell, the audience in the stands shouted, Qingyo, but most of them frowned. Are the auxiliary departments participating in 1.on.1 competitions? Are you using the audience of the district as an inappropriate person? Just seeking a defeat. What a arrogant name. Who gave an auxiliary soul master the courage to give such a shameless name? Damn it, just listening to the opening, I want to go down and beat him up. With a loud commotion from the stands, a tall and sturdy figure quickly arrived at the soul fighting platform. This person was about 2 meters tall, with a wide shoulder and back, covered in a layer of granite-like muscles all over his body. Under his dark skin, his python veins were tangled, like small dark blue snakes scattered throughout his bare upper body. A fierce light flickered in his big copper bell-like eyes, and as he stepped onto the stage, he let out a deafening roar from the sky, unleashing a powerful aura. Across from him, Lin Yifan appeared weak and powerless, with a slight contrast. Is this? His face is not as big as the opponent's punching bag. Xiao Ao, this game is a bit interesting. At this moment, a pair of boys with different pupils on stage looked at the bearded uncle beside them and chuckled lightly. I can't tell. Are you also an auxiliary soul master? Do you dare to play alone on stage? Hee hee. Maybe this guy has a masochistic obsession. Perhaps hearing the noise on stage, the little sister who was commenting on the game also became serious. It can be seen that this is a game with a huge disparity in strength, but how long can one persist in the pursuit of a defeat? Qingyo Soul Master is starting to attack. Qingyo Soul Master is punching, and if his iron fist falls, it's probably... Wait. Qingyo Soul Master flew into the air and rolled out of the field. Just aim for a defeat to win. Upon hearing the voice of the commentator, the audience in the stands couldn't stop their chins and froze in their seats. The CPU burned dry, and no one dared to believe what they saw before them. No, he's an auxiliary type Soul Master, and a Soul Master in the martial soul battle of the Flying Beast. What's the point? End of this chapter.